Hi guys, this is Sarah with Raven's Crochet. This is just pretty much the ending remarks of the previous last video. I'm so sorry, I had no idea it was going up to 53 minutes, even though it says right here on my screen. Yeah, pretty much right there on my screen. I'm so sorry for pointing, but that's where my timer is, and I can see it clear as day. But with my attention span all over my yarn and my hooks and everything that I just showed you guys, I'm just like overwhelmed. I have stuff all around me. Raven cannot get to me on the couch because I have so much stuff all over the place I need to go put away now. I wanted to just say thank you so much for watching, guys. I do have one more thing of yarn that she sent me that I forgot to show you guys. And I've showed you guys this before. This is just a second cake that she sent me. This is Crystal Karen Cakes in the color dusk. My favorite colorway, purple, the color dusk. She sent me one of these before a couple of months back. And she shared the perfect shawl pattern, poncho pattern, I mean, to work this in. The Uptown Poncho. That link is in my description box below. And I added it in that video if you guys are interested in making that poncho. It's a free pattern online from Ravelry. It's called the Uptown Poncho. They used half double herringbone crochet, but I'm just doing double crochet because I'm just in love with the half double crochet. It is a comfort stitch for me, as well as the granny stitch. So doing the double crochet Uptown shawl, poncho, and the granny stitch temperature blanket shawl, that's been a great comfort for me for these past 10 days. And this is a 4 worsted weight yarn. It is a luxurious amount of 64% acrylic, 24% polyester, 7% nylon, 5% metallic, 634 yards. Bless you, Raven. Raven just had a sneeze. Bless you. Bless you, baby. You guys want to see her real quick? There she is. Bless you, Raven. Here, baby. Nope. See, she's looking for a way onto my couch because I still have yarn everywhere. Like, I'm not joking, everywhere. That's one of my yarn bins you guys are seeing. You guys are seeing right there at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to show you guys that here in just a second. I only have a few minutes on this video because these are the closing remarks. And this is number 2 of this dusk crystal cake. I'm doing 2 stripes in each color of the dusk. And the other colorway is Coral, which is another crystal cake that I got in a mystery box last month that she sent me. That somebody sent me. It was a Santa Claus Secret Santa box. But that's going to make sure I have enough to do the lacy stitch pattern for the last 5 rows and the border on that Uptown Poncho. And again, that link is in the description box below. That is literally all the yarn that she sent me. And I got these from work. A vendor came in. They didn't need to keep the products in these. They were just going to throw these out. So I asked if I could have them, and he said, sure. We're just going to throw them away. So I got 2 of them. One of them has all my yarn scraps in them. Cuttings from making fringe. Tangled up yarn I couldn't get untangled. Tail ends from, weaving tails in and everything like that. That's all in here. And because I don't do amigurumi hardly at all, by the time I'm ready to do amigurumi, I have enough yarn collected. I love yarn scraps. Oh, and a great tip for you guys, if you don't use your yarn scraps and all you do is throw them away, please try to save them. Try to find a container similar to this, a fishbowl or a giant plastic bag, and try to save your yarn scraps because they do really, really well for packaging material, for stuffing, and sending valuables and things that are fragile in the mail. It's lightweight. You can crumble it up with newspaper if you want to fill the space up more for packaging. But yarn scraps are great for that. Like if you decide you want to mail me something and you need it packaged good, use your yarn scraps. If you decide you want to mail me your yarn scraps in just a poly bag, you could fill an entire poly bag full of yarn scraps and just mail me that. I'd be happy. If you don't use your yarn scraps, I would love to have them. Or please mail them to somebody who would use them for amigurumi stuffing because they go a long way. You could even throw them out in your yard. And the birds might collect a few of these for making their bird's nest in the spring. I'm not really sure too much on that though because when birds smell the human scent on things, then they pretty much discard the item and pretty much just toss it. Like if a baby bird, if one of the eggs fall out of the nest and you pick it up with your bare hand and you put it back in the nest, when that mama bird comes back in, she's just gonna roll it right out of the nest, and it's gonna fall to the ground and it won't even survive. So I'm not real sure how that is on touching pieces of yarn. I don't know if birds would smell the scent from our oils on the yarn fibers unless the wind from the nature carries it away. I'm not sure on that, but I've heard people doing that too. And my other one is just small balls of yarn rolled up, and I use these a lot for waste yarn on my knitting loom. It's really good to use waste yarn. You start with enough yarn to go around your knitting loom, at least 5 rows, maybe up to 10 rows. Then your main yarn, like I'm going to make, like say if I were to make a hat with this Italian yarn, this is my main working yarn. And then when I'm done with a number of rows I need for the pattern, I put a little bit more waste yarn on, so that way when I collect my live stitches from my working yarn, I will have more perfect seams, and it keeps things neater, and it gives you a more professional look. If you do not use waste yarn, then your very starting and ending rows are going to curl under. It's going to be very difficult to collect all your stitches properly and in the right orientation, and it's going to look messy. Believe me, I've done it. My first 2 knot headbands, they were awful because I didn't collect the seams properly. I didn't use waste yarn. They were not clean professional edges. So that's just another little tip for you if you use a knitting loom. And surely the knitting loom tutorials you watch, those tutorialist artists are telling you to use waste yarn and showing you how to do that. Well, that's all I got now for this ending remarks video on the previous video. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing if you haven't already. Please give me a like, if nothing else. That will help me out so much to spread the loving word out to more people who are yarn enthusiasts like me. And I've got some giveaways to prep and get ready for. And I have like so many other videos to do. I'm so excited now. It's a new year. And we're going to have some new videos coming. So stay tuned. I love you guys. Bye-bye.